night, Booker. Good night, Sheldon.
Oh, we're not sleepy yet. Yeah, read us a story.
A story? But guys, it's late and...
I can't sleep without a story. Yeah, Orson, you always read us a story.
All right, how about The Three Musketeers?
You already read us that one.
Okay, how about Robin Hood?
Read it.
How about Black Beauty?
Read it twice.
91 books later.
Huckleberry Finn?
We read it to you.
Well, the only one left is this copy of Cinderella.
Cinderella? That's a girl's story full of fairy godmothers and junk like that.
It's this or nothing.
Maybe we can fix it up. Make it more interesting.
Whatever you say. Once upon a time...
Boring.
I'll ignore that. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl and her name was Cinderella.
We know that.
Cinderella lived in a poor but quaint cottage with...
Wait a minute. Why does Cinderella always have to be a girl? Yeah, I get it. Why can't Cinderella be a guy instead?
All right, anything to get you two to sleep. We'll make Cinderella a guy named,
Orson.
Okay, fine, Orson. And Orson lived and worked in a quaint little cottage.
Let's make it a pet shop.
Why a pet shop?
Why not a pet shop?
Okay, fine. So, Orson worked in a pet shop. Orson had 3 ugly step-sisters?
Let's make them brothers.
3 ugly step-brothers.
I've got a neat idea. Let's make them ninjas.
Ninjas in a pet shop? Why would there be... Oh, never mind. All right, they're ninjas. And these ninjas treated poor Orson like dirt. One day, the king's messenger came by the pet store to announce a royal proclamation.
Hear ye, His Majesty, the Royal King announces...
I think he should be a rap master, like in the music videos.
Whatever you say. One day, the king's royal, rap master boogied in to lay out the latest...
Now listen hard and listen tight. It's happening this very night. The king is gonna throw a ball with lots of food. And that ain't all. His daughter Dear could use a mate. So don't forget this mellow date. You're all invited to be there. So be a round, don't be a square.
The ugliest step ninja told Orson he was forbidden to go to the ball. The ninjas were all excited. They were hoping that one of them would meet the princess at the party and marry her. How am I doing?
Fine.
Thank you. That night, the ninjas headed for the party, leaving Cinder Orson at the shop where he was trying to knit a body stocking for the boa constrictor. When suddenly, who should appear but his fairy godmother?
Boring. Fairy godmothers are boring. Every story has a fairy godmother or two in it. Let's make him the richest guy in the world.
Okay, fine. Who should appear but the richest guy in the world?
Yes, my boy. I am very rich, and I will grant you any wish you would wish. So what would be? Millions of dollars? Tons of gold? 5 gallons of gasoline?
Orson wasn't very bright. He said, more than anything, I'd like to go to the ball. And so the richest guy in the world pulled out his magic wand.
Credit card.
Like I said, he pulled out his credit card.
Let me do this part. He ordered him a snazzy sports car and got him a whole new wardrobe at the mall. And then Orson was ready to go to the party.
I'm telling this if you don't mind. His rich godfather gave him a warning.
So next year's model comes out tomorrow. So you simply have to be back by midnight.
So Orson headed for the party, which was held at the king's castle.
No. Let's have it at a fancy nightclub.
Like I said, a fancy nightclub. And no sooner did he see her than it was love at first sight.
Here comes the mushy part.
The princess was beautiful, and when she...
Let's make her a cowgirl. No, a spacesuit. She's an astronaut. No, even better, she's a race car driver, and she's got an evil twin.
No, she's a princess, and there's only one of her. And she and Orson fall madly in love, and they dance and dance and dance a whole lot, and they lose track of time. Orson forgot about being home by 12, and suddenly the clock began to toll 12. Orson had to get out of there before he turned back to his old self. He was fleeing when he lost one of his shoes.
And when does the wolf come in?
Wolf? There's no wolf in Cinderella.
It's a fairy tale, isn't it? Yeah, every fairy tale has a wolf in it. Sometimes two. We want a wolf! We want a wolf!
Guys, there's no place for a wolf in this story.
You can fit it in. Sure. What if when Orson is running out of the nightclub, this mean, nasty wolf leaps out at him?
Guys!
And then the wolf is about to eat our hero, but just then there's a big earthquake. And the earthquake opens a big crack in the floor and dinosaurs come out.
Dinosaurs? Where did dinosaurs come from in Cinderella?
And the dinosaurs broke out and rolled around the city, and then they ate a lot of cars and things and people.
No! There are no dinosaurs in Cinderella! Okay, that's it. Enough!
What about the end of our story? Then, the planet Jupiter collides with the spaceship.
No! This is not the story of Cinderella. The story of Cinderella is this. Cinderella was a poor girl who lived with her ugly stepsisters. One day they announced that the king was throwing a ball so the prince could choose a bride. The stepsisters wouldn't let Cinderella go to the ball, so she stayed home, and the fairy godmother appeared and changed a pumpkin into a coach and some mice into horses, and she told Cinderella to be home by 12 or else. And Cinderella went to the ball, and she looked beautiful, and the prince fell in love with her, but then it was 12 and she had to leave, so she ran off. But she left one glass slipper behind, and the prince said, I must find the woman whose foot fits this shoe, and I will marry her. And he went to the house until he found Cinderella, married her, and they lived happily ever after, and that's the end, so now go to bed. Good night, sweet dreams. See you in the morning.
Sheldon? Yeah, Booker? What did you think of the story? It's kind of fast and it needs more ninjas. Yeah, it did. Oh, good night. Good night.